So begin by lying down on your mat with your knees bent. As you exhale, you can hug your knees in towards your chest, and as you inhale, you can push the knees away from the body. Work in time with your own breath, so as you exhale, tucking the knees in, bringing the nose towards the knees, and as you inhale, keeping the hands on the knees, pressing the knees away from the body, placing the head back down lightly on the mat. You might feel your core waking up a little bit as you do this, so that's great. We're going to need this as we go through this session. And bringing your feet back down to the mat, we're going to come into yoga bikes. So extending your left leg out along the mat and bringing your right knee in towards your chest. We're going to make a cycling motion. So swapping legs, cycling the legs around as if we had big pedals that our feet were on. Trying to keep the leg that's long a couple of inches off the ground. We can rest for a moment, bringing our feet towards the edges of the mat and dropping our knees together. Taking a couple of deep breaths. We come to do the bike the other way. So bringing the legs, one leg out long, one leg in towards, and this time we're going to pedal in the other direction. Usually one way feels a bit more awkward than the other way. So play with it, have some fun with it. This really isn't an exercise to take too seriously. You can keep your hands, palms down along the mat, slightly pressing down through them to support the work that your legs are doing. Feeling that work in your core, and then hugging the knees back in towards the chest. Bringing the nose back towards the knees, flowing with your breath. We can either roll onto our side to come up to sitting, or if our back feels up to it, we can rock and roll, holding onto our toes with our index fingers and rocking up the spine, keeping the spine nice and round if we do this variation, so that there's no slapping or bumping of your beautiful, delicate spine upon the mat. So coming into a position where our feet are out in front of us, and reaching the hands behind us. This is a supported variation of boat pose. The aim here is to lift the heart and to breathe deep. You can stay with this variation as we go through. I'm also going to be offering more and more difficult variations that you can play with if it feels good for you. Coming into rest. Placing the head upon the knees, hugging the legs with the arms, allowing a round spine, giving yourself a break. Inhaling, we come back to sitting. We can either do the previous version or we can lean back, this time keeping our hands off the mat, reaching in front of us. The goal here is still to keep the heart lifted, so think about lifting the center of your chest up towards the sky, even as you lean back. Being sure not to keep any tension in the neck here. As you exhale, bringing your head back towards your knees, hugging in your legs. Coming into round 3. So again, you can work with either of the previous versions, or you can just rest this one out. Or if you feel like taking it a little bit further, this time we can lean back and lift the legs. An important note for all of these variations is that you want to be firmly rooted on your sit bones. Effectively, your weight is on your bum, not on your lower back. So if you feel like your weight is all falling onto the lower vertebrae of your spine, work with a gentler variation or take a rest. Hugging the legs in towards the body, bringing the forehead onto the knees. Cosmic egg. We can rest We can use a previous version, or we can finally come into the full version of Navasana, boat pose. So here we keep the legs straight, lifting them up towards the sky, flexing the feet, pointing the heels away, reaching with the arms, drawing the shoulder blades towards the back of the body to lift the heart, breathing deep, feeling that engagement deep, deep, deep in your core. Exhaling, coming all the way back to your cosmic egg. So the core muscles are so key for us because they really affect what happens with our back, what happens with our posture. We can come into another round of boat pose if we're feeling extremely juicy this morning. We can kick our heels up towards the sky, keeping the legs as straight as we can, leaning back but keeping the weight on our sit bones and lifting your heart. You can even engage the pelvic floor slightly if you want to deepen this core workout even more. And exhaling, coming all the way back down, cosmic egg. Give yourself a hug as a congratulation for all that work that you've just done, whichever variation you've done. Stoking the inner fire, helping to give us energy and passion, is one of the side effects of doing core work. We're going to do a little bit of an antidote to all of the work that we've just done, coming into a forward fold. So let's aim again on keeping the spine long. We can bring our hands to the tops of our thighs, our calves, or maybe down to our feet if that's comfortable for us. We can also use a strap or a belt around the feet so that we can find it easier to reach down there if that works better for us. Making any adjustment to your position so that you can lengthen your spine, sitting up a little bit taller. And as you inhale, coming back up to sitting. Making your way onto your hands and knees, and then dropping your hips back into child's pose, Balasana. We can bring our arms, wrapping them around the sides of our body in a beautiful antidote, a counter pose to the work that we've just done in boat pose. Releasing everything, especially your belly, having your legs wide enough that you can really breathe deep, allowing your belly to expand as it fills with air. Bringing your hands forward, coming back up onto your hands and knees, we make our way into a twist pose, threading our left arm under our right arm and bringing our left ear and shoulder to the mat. Staying on our knees here and coming into a half twist. Coming into a beautiful twist. Oh, a little friend has come to visit me. This is Gaia, everybody. If any of you have any pets or furry friends, then you can just gently encourage them to leave you in peace while you do your practice. Coming to do it in the other direction. Thanks, Gaia. Just melting the ear and the shoulder even deeper into the mat beneath you. Inhaling, slowly, slowly, coming back up, coming out of the twist, and then dropping back into your child's pose, knees extra wide. Gaia giving me a little bit of instruction there. Coming back up onto your knees and then making your way round onto your back for our Shavasana. Well done, everybody. This is the kind of one that you might be feeling in your core a little bit tomorrow. So you can either have your feet towards the edges of the mat and dropping the knees together. This is a particularly good one to stay in today because it really supports the lower back. And sometimes when we're doing core work, it's the lower back that ends up doing some of the work for us. So that's a great way to really look after that at the end of this session. Or if it feels better for you, of course, you can lie in Shavasana, full corpse pose. I hope that you have an amazing day. Make sure you subscribe if you're enjoying these videos or drop a comment below, and namaste.